The most old I'm getting, the most I'm thinking, oh, I need to learn more. And this was my I think my extreme curiosity when I was a child. And because childhood is extremely important for the people. It's where we start to write the landscape of
our life.
Of lives. Yeah, it's a very important part.
Yeah.
And it was my childhood was between books, between a sport for sure, but between music. I like it very much. The books with pictures. Big pictures of battles, historical pictures of monuments.
And also BD, like Corto Maltese and that
this for
stuff.
Sure. Yeah.
Or Bilal. I'm seeing a lot of Bilal in your work.
Yes. It is, wow.
These are incredible works that open like this through the pictures. And
yeah, and I got a good school. It was very, very tough, Jesuit. And it was a good school. And I got a very good mentor in Barcelona. Still, I think, is my mentor in a way. It's Adam Kovacic. He's a translator of all the Central European cultural books to the Spanish. He was the national prize of translators. And he introduced me very, very young as well into the music. How to say it, Cage, Glenn Gould, playing Bach. He makes me dream about Europe and about an idea of Europe. That's why maybe finally, I don't know where, but I think I'm living in Basel, who is a very humanistic city. I was always curious but this is something my brother has as well. Curiosity for new music, new painters, new things all the time, and I never say
Hunger,
no.
a little.
Yeah, and starving.
Starving soul.
Soul to understand, and to go further.
Find a meaning, since we just come into this world and there are so great things that have been done, and we can discover them. We have not enough life to discover everything we want, but we can discover very interesting things.
Interesting things, and people is doing, a lot of people is doing fantastic things.
And about your artistry, what, I mean, you did have a lot of religion in your education. You come from a religious family, or you had to go to church and
yes, this for sure. But it was not my father, my parents. They were not extremely. My mother is still alive, but they were not extremely religious. No, not really. I went to the Jesuits, that's for sure. But I remember.
So you had to pray every night. And
yes, this I did.
To go to the confession like you are now, you know, these feature opera confessions.
Yes. But very young. I remember I was in the. I have this memory very clear. I was in the kitchen in Miranda de Ebro with my mother, and I said, "I don't believe in God. I can't believe." What, and it was I don't know, maybe because in the school I didn't believe in all the stuff, all these things they were telling me about religion, and I'm not against, I'm not anti-Catholic or nothing. I mean,
everyone can believe in what they want. Everyone should be free.
Totally open with this. And if you ask me about the institution. I don't like very much institutions in general.
Yeah, in general, especially when they use religion and thoughts of other people
to manipulate the emotions of the people.
And it's about power. Religion is about power.
It's about power, yeah. But if you are reading a lot of religions, the beginning of the Christians, they split out, and it was a question of power.
Of
That's why the Gnostics, they mostly disappear, because they were not fighting for the power. They thought God is inside of me, is the resurrection is inside of me. It's not just a body who is walking in the street.
And also the guys that killed Jesus were the ones that use his words afterwards, because they were very powerful. And there are a lot of always those believers, those people in life that have a vision, and the others hunters that hunt their vision for a higher purpose of getting power. It's amazing. And then all these wars, all this craziness. I think we have violence and war in ourselves. That's one of the tissues of the human being, don't you think? And
yes, very much.
You deal a lot of violence because it's a part of us.
Yeah, very much.
Life is violent.
We have, but this is something you have to get better during your life. I think, or I was trying, is anger, or hate, and fear. This is the strongest feelings you can, and then you need to deal with this. I can't live with hate. I can't work with hate or anger, and for sure with fear. You have to work a lot with your fears, and to accept your fears, and then because finally everything is about fear. When you in opera, when you are working with the singers or yourself, when you are preparing a piece, or the fear is one of the strongest elements.
Fear of failing, or of
failing, to be ridiculous, to fail yourself, to show I don't know, your cellulitis, or simple things.
Things that they have nothing to do with real stuff. Do you believe, since we are a little bit focusing in our conversation about La Forza del Destino, do you believe in faith? Do you think we should, when we were born, we fulfill a destiny that cannot be changed?
No, not exactly. I believe, but this is obvious. In DNA, this is clear.
So a material that comes and you don't pick it up.
And you
are born with it.
You have this map, but now the new theories, they are talking about the thought. Sometimes they can change something in the cells. The nature is completely cruel, or not cruel. I mean, it's like this. You can go in the street and suddenly
you can
something
can fall. You die. Or
this is, I don't know if this is destiny, or it's just arbitrarity, or it's just
casuality
of the
I
because
think
life
also,
is like this.
This cruelty of simpleness. That something terrible can happen to a human being and not to the other. And nature doesn't pick one or another, it happens. At the same time, sometimes you have the feeling that you fulfill things, that you were prepared to fulfill things, that you never understood the meaning when you were living them. But then later on, you understand, no, there was a reason because I did that. Don't you think it's both things, casuality and a lot of faith?
It's both things, and as well, for sure, casualty it's extremely important, but it's both things as well. Sometimes you can swim in the middle of the sea and to survive the tempest, or because you leave your body and you go in the middle of the sea, and maybe you are swimming all the time in the sea. Maybe it's like this, and sometimes you can take some decisions who makes you live your life easier, or your life not easier, but more full. I heard a lot of people saying this is a completely crazy plot. It doesn't make any sense, and I think it's not real. The plot is completely authentic. It's Spanish. You need to understand Spain a little bit to understand this kind of hate exists in in Spain. This kind of lack of reconciliation. This kind of
in Spain on human beings also.
In human being, but
maybe
La
in
Forza,
the south you can.
But La Forza del Destino, it was the libretto. It was the first romantic piece of the short romanticism in Spain.
Oh, yeah.
When it was played, not the opera, the play, it was the beginning of the romanticism in Spain, and it was very short period. But in La Forza del Destino, you can read this kind of. Spain is a very complex country, very difficult to understand this complexity of emotions, nationalities, and all of that, all of these themes there in La Forza del Destino. For sure, is the casuality, is the faith, but is the enormous anger, enormous hate. And you cannot control. It's like an illness. Yeah. Hate sometimes is an illness.
And the sense of revenge and of honor. Also, honor is a kind of illness.
Yeah, but honor is we will say this is an obsessive disorder.
Yeah.
A cicatrice will say today.
Yeah, yeah.
It's an obsessive disorder.
Yeah.
Because it's getting, and I have to confess, I felt very, very near to. I understood very well these themes in the piece. I was just remembering these stories my grandmother was telling me. These stories, my grandmother, I love it to be with her, and I was sitting with her or lying, putting my head in her legs, and I was telling, tell me stories. And sometimes she was telling me very, very strong stories. She was telling me stories of the walls of the cemetery during the evenings when they were killing, and she was listening the shooting when they were killing people during the Civil War, and in the morning the whole road and the whole wall was full of dead people. And she was telling me all these stories, the sound, and she was counting. She was counting 1, 2, 3. Now there must be 12, and she was telling me these stories, and I was thinking a lot. In fact, I make a text for her when I did La Forza del Destino, because it was an inspiration for me.
And your main priority when you begin doing the staging?
To be, it sounds very, maybe stupid, to be honest with me.
Doesn't sound stupid. I think it should be like that.
To feel I'm not a tricker.
Yeah.
Because you could be
in every profession you can be a tricker.
I think so.
In everything, in your relationship with people, in your profession, you can be a tricker all your life. It's incredible.
Yeah. And as you know, I've said Bieito is a Celtic name, and I'm melancholic. A little bit melancholic, and sometimes not in rehearsals. In rehearsals, I'm not melancholic, but in life, and that makes me.
You like that?
No. I hate it. I hate it to be melancholic. My children, they said, is nostalgic, futuristic.
Oh,
They're mocking
great.
me.
Sounds
They're
great.
mocking me.
But man means you go away.
Yeah, then
that's a very man feeling. No, you go away, you guys. You just go elsewhere.
No, it's because it's my Galician blood makes me be, and I guess Portugal is very melancholic. It's Atlantic.
Oh, it's very melancholic.
Very melancholic.
Well, dear Calixto, you will be always honest, and for me,
I don't know.
I hope you do, and because opera and life needs that honesty, and I think that's really worth to be here, to live, to try to find something that really touches us, human beings, and So can I hug you?
Yes, for sure.
So, thank you so much.